What if I forget my lines? What if I fall? Those were the things that were running through my mind when I'm rock climbing and when I'm public speaking. Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. I'd like to share my speech around the theme of rock climbing and, in my opinion, the parallels with public speaking. So I'd like to share my experience where a few years ago I was rock climbing with my partner in Portland. If I can explain the concept of a type of climbing, which is lead climbing, where you have the rope attached to yourself and you have to work your way up a cliff face and clip in and then clip the rope in and lead a route. This is called lead climbing. As you can imagine, it was quite daunting, but one of the things my partner used to say to me was, "You've got to learn to fall." And I'd say, "No, I don't. I just want to climb." And he's like, "But you need to learn to fall so that you know what it's like and you can practice." No, don't be silly. I just won't go crazy. I'll just go how I feel, and if I get too tired, I won't push myself and then I won't fall. But you need to know so you can brace yourself. No, don't be silly. I want to go up. I don't want to go down. So I decided I didn't like to practice falling, and I'll tell you the reasons why. The first reason, I was just scared. I didn't want to have the sensation of falling, because no one likes that. 2, I thought, well, why would I want to fall and learn to fall when I want to learn to climb and go upwards rather than down? And finally, I just couldn't see the logic. It seemed counterintuitive. I continued to climb. So we climbed outdoors, we climbed indoors, and I thought, don't be silly. I don't need to learn to fall. I'll just climb up. And then if I feel like I need to have a rest, I'll just clip in and just rest on my rope. So how would this parallel with public speaking? Well, as I mentioned lines earlier, when you climb a route, there's what's called a line that you follow, where there are predetermined bolts in the wall, and you clip yourself in. And unlike public speaking, you do wonder, oh, what if I don't know where I'm going? What if I can't find my lines? Or what if I forget the route? And with public speaking, you think, what if I forget what I'm going to say next? That would just feel embarrassing. And if I'm going on stage, what if I fall? That would be embarrassing. But like with climbing and practicing falling, sometimes you just have to practice public speaking, and not necessarily the falling, but the importance of practicing so you know how it feels. But thankfully, Toastmasters doesn't leave you hanging. It gives you the tools in order to make yourself a better speaker. So the parallel of why you should practice falling with why you should practice speaking. Once you do it more often, you realise it's not as bad as you think. And even if you do fall, you just pick yourself up and try again. it's not actually that bad once you've done it a few times. And finally, if you practice and you fall, whether that's metaphorically or literally, you'll know what it feels like. I watched an international championship speech by Darren LaCrue entitled Ouch, and he literally fell on stage twice, and that was part of his speech. So when someone says to you, break a leg, which is a very odd idiom, on the one hand, if you've practiced your speeches and you're confident, that's fine. But the peril of not having practice falling, what happens? I did literally break my leg. So I don't recommend not practicing falling. In fact, the more practice, the better, so that you don't end up with a broken foot and putting yourself out of action. So in summary, why did I feel that there was a parallels in climbing as well as public speaking? Because it's important to practice. It's important to know you have the right tools to do the job. And finally, you really don't want to break a leg. Thank you.